I hope this all sounds good and works well.
Please
I've
type your
had
name on
to-
the guest list.
I don't know why I've had to restart this. So hi, welcome to Barbie, Rapunzel, a creative adventure. I'm going to explain the things I did as best I can. So Ivy laid out the tiles in this order. It's really quick, makes it really consistent. I copied that. And I'm going to try to list all of the painting things I know. So in this room, you need to paint the bottoms of the banners, only the bottoms. So as long as you start in the middle, that's it. Just do 2 paint strokes in the middle, getting all of the bottom, and you're totally good.
Thank you
Very
so
chill.
much for your help.
And in the ballroom, you need to paint the window. Just paint the middle of the window. Don't worry about the edges. You need to paint the full middle of it still, but like, still, that's a really consistent thing to do, and I haven't had many issues. You have to paint all of the dolphin in the hallway. You can leave a few pixels off, but generally you have to do everything for it.
What a love.
You can get away with not painting a lot of the bed, a lot of the sky, a lot of the window actually in the dining room. I split a bit early, but whatever. A lot of the window in the dining room and like the door. But I haven't tested those as much. The only ones I've really tested a lot were the window in this room and the dolphin and like the banners, because those are the trickiest to do most consistently. So that's how I was able to make them more consistent for me. This is really, well, casually, it's not a game about skill at all, but for speedrun, the RNG isn't too punishing as long as you just memorize where all the gem locations are. So it's about how fast you're able to click and if you know what to paint. And those are all just knowledge questions, I guess. They aren't really skill-based. Well, I mean, the clicking is skill-based, but it's not RNG, you know. Speaking of gem locations, I thought there were 6 per room in every room, and that could still be true for most of them. However, in the lobby, the opening area, I know there are at least 8 gem locations. There was another gem location under one of the archways that I missed, just because it wasn't as common. So yeah, I think my list is generally accurate, but I am missing a few things. In this run, like, I found gems. In comparison to like maybe my other run, I found them really quick. But in comparison to what it should have been, I think I lost like 7 to 10 seconds of time on gem stuff alone. Now I could move my mouse quicker, but that's not, even though it is time you could save, for my skill level, I think that's the time I could have saved. Which is really crazy when you think about it, because my final time is about like a 6:17 for this run, maybe 6:16. So, potential 7 or 10 seconds of time save is really crazy. Also, I found a new trick, but it's in the maze segment, so I'm just going to talk about it there and explain the drawbacks. Which, I mean, there's only one major drawback, actually, it's a drawback, but yeah. Also, I don't even know if it's a time save. I didn't, you know, I obviously didn't time it. I just did it and like, oh yeah, I think this is quicker, and stopped it. So I have the Rapunzel movie, and I obviously got it like in the 2000s, so I don't know if the newer releases of this movie, the ones with like the new covers, still have this in the bonus features. But mine has a demo of this game, and it's absolutely horrible, it's laggy, you can only do the first room and there are so few options, but I'm so glad I got it to work, it's so funny. If there were any demand at all, I would like add like a stupid category for just the DVD-ROM trial, finishing it as quickly as possible. But it's so laggy, it's not worth it, it's not worth it. I think the way you can save the most time in this game, first of all, just clicking faster and more accurately, but that's like a skill thing. figuring out what you need to paint for each of the painting objects, because I'm sure there is a way to figure out like what parts you can paint to get it consistently every time, or like mostly every time. But I just haven't tested those because I've had an easier time with them. But that would be a good thing. Also, either breaking the flower mini game to figure out if you can skip any of her dialogue. I think those are the biggest areas for improvement. I have no idea if sub 6 is possible, but what I do know is that it would be really, really difficult. Okay, so in the maze, you do this, and you turn around and turn right back around, and you're able to skip the animation. It's like a half second, I'd imagine. Really cool. However, 80% of the time, it didn't actually happen in this run, but 80% of the time, when you get to Prince Stefan as a stone statue, the animation music is still playing, and you're not able to click the dove, or if you click the dove, it just actually does what it's supposed to do. But right afterwards, it still cuts to Prince Stefan, so you still skip her dialogue, but it is definitely longer waiting for that animation music to play than just click on the dove.
That's right.
So, I guess test this out and see if the overall time save is worth it. That, if someone does want to test it out, not gonna be me.
Click on the arrow button